Okay, we're going to be going live with Adam Smith imminently. Okay, there you go. And we're going to be talking about what's happening in Arizona, how people don't have a right to a trial, if their case could bring down Epstein's cult. This is a high-level cover-up. All the government agencies in Arizona have acted corruptly. We'll go through them all and talk to them one by one. Let's kick it off with Adam Smith, shall we? Start visit. Here we go. Am I recording? Okay, good stuff. Okay, Adam's going to pay some money to talk to us. Let's do it. So yeah, I'm in a noisy internet cafe. I think I can mute my microphone when he's talking for your listening benefit. Just downloading all the stuff from Google Drive here, backing it up in case they try and take the mic. And I already have a backup. I'm just getting a different backup by a different method. I have the Google Takeout downloaded to make sure I've got the whole Adam Smith file. Hello, Adam. How are you going?
Surviving another day in paradise. What more can I tell you?
Okay, so are you a happy camper? Did I just give you something very exciting?
I'm having a really hard time hearing you. Can you sort your volume out?
Yeah, you're loud. You're not hearing me loud?
A lot of background noise, that's all. You're very quiet.
Okay, well, microphone settings in Windows is shit. So I don't know how to boost it. Microphone, app permission, that's app permissions microphone. Yeah, you have to deal with me being quiet. You're nice and loud. You just have to deal with it. Now, I'm going to mute my microphone and let you give an introduction to your case and what's happening to everyone. And here is the picture of Epstein Island's Gnostic Catholic Mass setup. You've got the two pillars and the occult bookshelf in Epstein Island. You see the two pillars? That's very. You see, the OTO always has two pillars in their ritual. Okay. You seeing that? Okay.
Yeah, but so do Freemason lodges. They have two pillars as well.
Yeah. So there's a Freemasonic link to it at the very least, and your judge tried to section you because you asked him if he was a Mason, and if you lie, it's perjury.
Correct.
If you lie, it's perjury. I have that audio.
Yes, I did ask that question.
And and if he is a Mason, then he lied to get his $100,000 promotion, and so he's screwed. So that's why he didn't answer, and he tried to shut down the case. So you see how the Ordo Templi Orientis has two children in their rituals, and if we go to my Twitter account, okay, here is Grok before Grok 1.0 saying what is in the Ordo Templi Orientis Cakes of Light ritual, and Grok says bodily fluids such as semen, menstrual blood, or vaginal fluids, or mix thereof. And that was after Grok said they don't consume human blood. Fuck you, Grok. And here is the conversation of me asking Grok what happened, right? What's this? Grok conversation. Censored. Ooh. Oh yeah. So let's go back to my timeline. Here is the poem by Aleister Crowley, a ballad to passive pederasty. Boys tempt my lips with wanton use, blah blah blah. And if you disrespect Aleister Crowley, you'll be prosecuted for hate speech. Now, here is the Children of the Mass thing I played with Professor James Fetzer, okay, saying that two children real children, real versus symbolic, and he says no, Aleister Crowley wants real kids in the orgy. Here is kids in the orgy. You've seen this picture before. There you go, there's a little girl. They've blanked out the faces of those kids, and there's a naked priestess. And if we go to the Vimeo channel, let me just scroll to my timeline. Here's AWAS, okay. This tweet here is heavily shadow banned. It can only be linked to. Now I've sent this in your 17-page fax. This is the Gnostic Catholic Mass, okay. Okay, as performed, you've got the Power Religion CH sources where I got these images, okay. This is the Gnostic Catholic Mass with two child orgies. Look, I see you've got two pillars of the same colour. Doesn't matter, one doesn't have to be black, one doesn't have to be white. You see what I mean? Oh, look, there's fucking AWAS. No, that's LAM. That's the Aleister Crowley trans-dimensional space
No,
demon.
that's lamb.
Lamb.
That's lamb.
Yeah, the trans-dimensional space demon. The first ever drawing of a grey alien, okay, in this cult. And let's go here. Look at Vimeo, right? There's the Power Religion link.
I thought it was a hyper-dimensional space demon alien called Lamb, not
Yeah.
AWAS.
Yeah, well, AWAS is the guy who allegedly wrote the Book of the Law that the OTO said wasn't real in the court case in Australia. So here's an OTO Gnostic Catholic Mass. This is their family-friendly version. This is linking to their, look at all the credits of the people involved in it, right? Okay, and it's linking. The full description actually links Lodge in Seattle, Washington. Oh yes. So that's the Rose Crux Ross in Horizon Lodge, Seattle. And if you read the full description, it's got links to the official OTO website and the head of Frater Siberius X himself. Okay? And this is the family...
Well, Siberius, it's Frater Sebazius X, not Frater Siberius X.
Okay, yes. So here is the ritual, okay? This is the family-friendly version, okay? This is the family-friendly version of their ritual, as shared on their website. Here we go. That's the family-friendly version of this ritual. You can see the...
Source of light.
Source of light, Lucifer, hello.
Let thy perpetual radiance
Let thy
hearten us to
perpetual
continual
radiance...
labor and enjoyment. So that as we are constant.
Oh, what is this shit? Oh, yeah, suck her
We
out.
may,
Some of the
in
kids.
our particular order,
Suck her out in
give
front of
out
the kids.
light
It's a
and
child
light,
orgy cult.
sustenance.
So there you go. They're saying that 2 children, not adult stand-ins, must be there for that. She ain't wearing any panties. And Rachel Belinsky says no real children are involved in the ritual, but her cult's leader is on camera saying that 2 real children, not adult stand-ins, must join, which is this here. See, Frater Siberius X is titled for October 14th, 95, and you'll see Frater Siberius X here saying his name. There you go. See, this is their own video, their own captions. Okay, Frater Siberius X, head of the OTO America, and he's in these training videos, which says 2 children must join the orgy, and they're blocking your trial to protect the cult. What did Joshua Steinlage say about the OTO when he introduced his own evidence? And move your face closer to the camera so everyone can see you.
You give that to Zach.
Adam, what did Joshua tell us about in the hearings this year? How many people have been allowed into the public gallery to watch your hearings?
There was nobody allowed in the public gallery whatsoever on June the 24th in Division 2 of Coconino County Court. The only attendees were Rachel Belinsky and Christopher Linsky via Zoom, and one other woman wearing a suit, myself, an attorney, the prosecuting attorney Dan Noble, 2 DAs by now, and the other one's name was Ashley, and the bailiff. There was nobody else present in the entire court whatsoever.
Wow, that... Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me unmute my audio. Mute. There you go. Audio mixer. Can you hear me? Adam, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So also Rachel Belinsky, was a high priestess of a satanic child rape cult directing hearings on that day?
Yes, Rachel Belinsky, High Priestess of the Ordo Templi Orientis, my fiance, my accuser, the woman I'm accused of attempted murder and kidnapping of from a consensual BDSM encounter stemming from December the 14th, 2022, on June the 24th, 2025, we're saying objection irrelevant. This has nothing to do with the charges. mRNA injections, changing DNA through the reverse transcriptase enzyme, and other doctors who've spoken out about vaccine being killed as well, when I'm trying to defend myself from the accusation of being delusional by Dr. Chris Linsky. And because I'm delusional, even though I'm not delusional, I need to be forced with strong psychopharmaceutical drugs.
This is crazy. They promised the audio for that, but they'll never release it. It has Linsky saying anyone who does a Roman salute, mention that Roman salute. What happened with the Roman salute? mentioned in court?
Well, at the end of my evaluation on April the 16th, 2025, with Dr. Chris Linsky at Coconina County Detention Facility, he tried to do a fist bump, but I'm not a fist bump sort of person. I'm a Roman salute kind of person, as you can probably tell. And he decided that because I did a Roman salute, I must therefore be delusional.
So anyone who does a Roman salute must be force medicated, according to Linsky.
Correct, yes.
What did he say about Adam Zickerman, your lawyer?
He also said that I was delusional for falsely claiming that Adam Zickerman was a child sex normalization activist. But during the evaluation, I asked him whether or not he was familiar with Adam Zickerman representing Samuel Rappy Lee Bateman back in 2021. And he said he was familiar with the case. For those of you who don't know, Samuel Rappy Lee Bateman was stopped by Flagstaff PD in 2021 with a trailer full of children. And when they asked the children whether or not they were his children, they said no, they were his wives, even though two of them were 9 and 12-year-old wives, and they were having sex with Mr. Bateman. And the FBI quite quickly soon thereafter decided to indict Samuel Rappy Lee Bateman with child sex offences.
So if you
And Adam
read
Zickerman
the mainstream news, that Zickerman
to Samuel Rappy Lee Bateman.
Yeah, I'm going to stop these downloads. I'll just try and see if I can resume them later. They must be messing with the stream. These are me just backing up the Google Drive. I didn't consent for it to kick off and download when it did. So, okay, is that better? Okay, now I was still downloading. I'm just try and pause these downloads. How do you stop them? Oh my God, it's still downloading. So pause. I just cancel them all. Fuck it. I'll download another day, another session. Don't want to risk losing this stream with you today because it's important. I'm going to prioritise. Everything's a triage in the work I do. So yeah, Adam Zickerman was disciplined by a judge for pedophilia normalisation activism, arguing the First Amendment gives you the right to fuck your 9-year-old wife. And it says that in 2025, Jews are supporting 9-year-old wife sex, and they're obsessed with attacking Muhammad over a hadith about Aisha 1400 years ago. It's kind of a bit of a, it's a bit sus, don't you think? There we go. That should speed up.
Yes, like I said, I felt like the entire contested Rule 11 hearing, it was done in secret in violation of the Sixth Amendment's public trial rights. I'm being held in a star chamber, Soviet Russia style, as opposed to State of Arizona style. None of my records are showing up on the court hearings, and it's all being done to protect this child rape cult that my fiance and accuser of attempted murder and kidnapping, Rachel Blisky, is a member of. Yes, and I have evidence of this, where she admitted she was a member of the OTO at a order of protection hearing before Gary Horton on August the 19th, 2024. But she'd already admitted.
We have the audio, we have the video of that, don't we? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have go to my channel content, and the order of protection hearing has been given to all the feds. Adam Smith names Rachel Blisky as member in police interview. Gabe Groisman censored council meeting when he had 2 local governments shut down all public comment because I criticised their leadership connected to Chabad Lubavitch and their doctrine of child penis sucking. They censored this one. Jesus Evangelist testified Rachel Belinsky porn star hire. They deleted that audio. That's Bill Zebub testifying that Rachel Belinsky is a BDSM porn star, extreme BDSM model. There you go. Rachel Belinsky admits she's an OTO SRA member in court. Only 4 people have watched it, okay? And this actually happened, okay? We've got the video. It's been given to the feds, okay? I might rehost it on a different video sharing website later because I don't want to risk the link to it getting out. But yeah, you're not telling any lies, okay? That's my Jim Fetzer interview. That's a YouTube mirror of it, but it's also on BitChute on Jim Fetzer's channel, watched by, let's see how many people have watched the video now. Let's go to my Twitter, and let's see what we see. So this is my pinned tweet. Here's the BitChute video with Professor James Fetzer. That's the link to it, people. And yeah, let's see what's happening in the comments. So special deal with Luke McKee, disturbing content, pedophilia and rabbinical practice. Okay, Epstein did do some jail time, but he could go home wherever he wanted. Jewish privilege. I wonder if this is the first time someone tried to bust the small hats for sucking baby penis. No, the Rabbinical Council of America was destroyed in court when they argued it's their right to suck child penis. A Jewish professor exposed it, and he was deemed anti-Semitic because if you're against those who kill and rape Jewish babies, that's anti-Semitism. You must love the raping and killing of Jewish babies, or you're an anti-Semite, says the ADL in their war against Jonathan Zimmerman, MD. So if I search yumpu.com on it, right? Yumpu. yumpu.com. Okay, what comes up? Here is the Israeli government document they took down saying child penis sucking is safe and effective. So if you don't like child penis sucking, then you're against the government of Israel that says child penis sucking is safe and effective. And here's the paper from Jonathan Zimmerman, MD, also on there. We've also got something from you on my thing. Flagstaff Justice Court says we have no public records of appointing the a prosecutor or defender in your case, which of course is bullshit. Of course, the courts know who the bloody prosecutor and defender is.
Can I have a look at that document? Action requested documents? Action requested court documents.
Yeah, it's yumpu.com in document view 694793556. That's all you can / that will get you there. Okay, show more. E-paper read. So that's a document from Howard Grodman saying we have no records of who is the lawyer and defender. Then they released a redacted court transcript claiming they have no record of appointing a public defender, Sandra Deal, or a prosecutor in your case back then, Heather Moshe, who is in the Chabad Lubavitch baby penis suck club. The prosecutor is, and is obsessed about you being a National Socialist. So it's team.
And also, the prosecutor, Heather Moshe, had also ordered Julie and Rachel, my two accusers, of being re-interviewed. And the original interview recordings have still not been fully released.
Yes.
In fact, I understand there was a follow-up interview of Rachel Balisky after after her hair got ripped out by the police, where they falsely claimed that I dragged her by the hair when I fucking didn't. That follow-up interview by Sergeant Leon has not been released. The original recording of Julie Hudson has also not been released.
So here is proof that Heather Moshe is from her Facebook is connected to the Rabbi Moyles, right? Okay. So here we go. This is me going through her
Adam Dickman's
Facebook.
friends. Okay. This is a Facebook app. Okay.
So we've got that there, and this is the Chabad of Tucson, which they offer child penis sucking services, and of course they can't say God, because God only believes in the chosen master race of child penis suckers. And you can't say the name of God in any inferior Goyim slave language such as English. So you can only say God in the language of Zionism, not in the language of Jews, because that's Yiddish. You can only say the word God in the language of Zionism.
Well, look, it just says in the Ten Commandments not to use the Lord's name in vain. It doesn't say to not use the Lord's name. So if you're using it for a half-sensible purpose,
Now,
that's
look at this. Here's Heather Moshe, right? This document claims that they list the AV materials on page 2, but they're saying that they don't, and that's an old version of the document. And that's a 24. They say they're using an old edition of the document, and they didn't have to list all the AV materials in their case when they charged someone, which is like insane. And she used to work for Heather Moshe.
Page 3.
Heather Moshe used to work for the lesbian woman vagina sucker in Chief in Arizona, Chris Mays. Okay. And she went to the same law college as I think Zickerman. And here is this request for police action from Heather Moshe. On the 16th of December, she asked in the original interviews with Rachel Balisky, your accuser is problematic. We have to hide the original interviews from the defence, which they had done. And Dan Noble, the prosecutor, has done perjury, claiming this discovery has complete. Dan Noble has done perjury, saying he intends to try you in front of a jury of your peers in his affidavit to the governor. He's done perjury, claiming there's no personal interest in the case, because when we found out videos to prove the Ultimate Light mission that has Aleister Crowley appreciation nights, praising the man who wrote the poem Ballad to Passive Pederasty about the joy of young boy anal, they deleted. We found a Vimeo channel, videos on their Vimeo channel to prove that content was deleted from their website, and as part of a coordinated cover-up, the jail.
So let me get this straight. Even Heather Motion knows that Rachel consented to the BDSM session, and she admits it right here.
Yeah. So as discussed with the Evangelista on a call record that we claim we have no record of. Here's more information, a follow-up we're requesting. Please re-interview the victim in the case, and the original interviews have never been released. Okay. Okay. So, so they've actually it said that she gave consent for everything because she's a BDSM porn star, and this original interview has been withheld from the defence, as is all the body cam footage. Now let's go have a look at my email. Right. Let's go have a look at my email. They're saying. So let's go look at my email, right, and have a look at what's happening from Sedona, okay? Let's go from to Megan Turner, M Turner.
MEAGH, M Turner. Yeah, there we go, got it.
Let's see the recent emails to Megan Turner. This is me complaining about your case. Now let's see, we're here. Most recent one, that's July 19th. We've got more recent stuff than that, I'm sure. So this is child abuse request doing extraditions from Washington State. See here, this is your intelligence file, okay? The FBI number and the Arizona.
That one, we've got a copy of that. That's from Washington, King County Prosecutor Office.
Yeah,
I've got that.
The Arizona Department of Public Safety says you have no intelligence file and formal records request. So either they've destroyed the records because it's exculpatory, or they're doing a cover-up.
With public records request number 1666, and practicing medicine without practicing nursing without license specifically is ARS 32-1666. Coincidence?
Yeah. So ROI just means Sedona Police, I think, or Coconino County Sheriff. Okay. But yeah. So they actually, you see here, Arizona Criminal Justice System Information Network, ran by the Arizona Department of Public Safety, run this system. Okay. So that's what the number is. So get this here. Let's talk about Howard Seth Leventhal. And do you want to get online? This guy. This is a government website I'm opening, right? Northern Arizona Council of Governments, right? The former head of it and the head of let's scroll down and let's find. These are all the government leaders in Northern Arizona, and whose name is on the list? Howard Seth Leventhal. Okay, a convicted pedophile. But this is before he was convicted. But at the time he wrote this, he was a convicted drug lord. Let's first find Howard Seth Leventhal. Here we go. There it is. NACDAB. This is the chain of preschool.
Can you scroll to the left a little bit, Luke?
Did I see Jeffrey Willis on there too?
Yeah, this.
Howard Leventhal, NACDAB chair.
Yeah, this is all the government leaders of Arizona, and he was the chair of the local roundtable of all government leaders and NGOs as a convicted drug lord in 1998. If you look up his case law, I showed the case law on my video with Professor James Fetzer before. Now, so he ran this chain of preschools with federal funds as a convicted drug dealer, raped the kids, and got no jail whatsoever because his lawyer was your judge, Francis. Are you in front of the camera now, Francis? Say, hey, Francis, stick your face in the middle so everyone can see you talk. Tell us about what happened with you and the great kingpin of the Northern Arizona Council of Governments / drug lord / pedophile / criminal, banned from doing business in Washington State by executive order that the local board of supervisors writes checks to, as a convicted Jew pedophile, slum landlord, criminal scammer. Oh, what's happening? Yeah, brother, tell us the story. Tell us the story about what happened with Howard Seth Leventhal and what the police did to you the next day.
Essentially, he accused me of assaulting him, which never actually happened. He then ordered police to come and attempt to murder me with multiple taser shots to the back. And now I'm here. So I'm fighting my case. I will not sign a plea deal. Not guilty, never guilty, as you know.
Yep.
Anyways.
And the judge,
I haven't been
the
given
pedophile's lawyer approved you to be...
No correspondence.
Yeah, Joshua Steinlage was the pedophile's lawyer. And look at this. If I search Howard Seth Leventhal, right? Watch this. I Google the cunt's name. Here is his Flickr profile, right? He says get this. He said he made the towels for the Atlanta Olympic Games. All of his university qualifications check out, okay? And see, he says he served as chairman of the Northern Arizona Council of Governments and this taxpayer-funded Indian school. But here we have Big Brothers Big Sisters. He volunteered in Big Brothers Big Sisters. This was made sometime after the 3rd of March 2012, but he was convicted for child rape in 2008. So we have a pedophile bragging about working at Big Brothers Big Sisters when your judge was on the board of Big Brothers Big Sisters, who previously represented him. So how could that slip through the gap? Why is Big Brothers Big Sisters hiring convicted pedophiles by their own admission?
It's a really good question.
Yeah, so no, there's a huge conflict of interest. Joshua Steinlage, who represented his fellow Jews to get them no jail on guilty pleas for raping Indian girls, shouldn't be saying enemies of my pedophile friends that I got a job in my Big Brothers Big Sisters organisation, whose leadership gets free trips to Israel, shouldn't be, for him to fucking try and section you. And how many times were you found sane in Yavapai court since 2022?
5 times.
5 times.
He got found
They tried to abuse psychology 5 times against Francis here, just like Adam, 5 times, and you were found sane all times. But now you're a threat. Now you could bring down the county for doing attempted murder on order from protected Jew child rapist, convicted child rapist. Now they're trying to deny you a trial. You're number 2 in the Flagstaff 5. And we've got number 3 is William Henry Redding, who exposed building code violations, force medicated on order. What's the name of the local jail psychologist?
Oh, Dr. Summer Wolf, but she's going into retirement shortly.
Oh yeah, she fucking better. So she orders William Henry Redding to be force medicated, and the case law says he built.
She asked Joshua Steinlage at a cell hearing to be able to force medicate Mr. William Henry Redding, and Joshua Steinlage quickly granted the force medication order, and he was whisked out of cell A206 and moved to the guidance centre shortly after that, and nobody has seen or heard from him since.
Yeah, and he's still going to court, allegedly, according to the court list I'm downloading. Get this, he beat a psychiatrist in a Rule 11 hearing previously. So a psychologist can overrule a psychiatrist and force medicate enemies, and the county is refusing records requests 3 times in a row to see why they're paying the convicted Jew pedophile, Howard Seth Leventhal, and they're refusing to release the certificate of occupancy for the jail, saying it's Flagstaff jurisdiction after Flagstaff has already said it's Coconino County jurisdiction, and everyone knows that every state, federal, and county government does their own building approvals in America. It's building code 101 right there. So the county, the jail you're in does not have a certificate of occupancy, or they're refusing to release it under bogus reasons because they're corrupt. Therefore,
can I also just say for the record, Luke, I'd also like to say that I've helped Francis be able to make a demand for trial and motion 10.2 to recuse Joshua Steinlage and to withdraw counsel due to conflict of interest from Darren Hill-Hartman-Strawn, who decided to Rule 11 him. And I helped him, and I've witnessed him getting notarized and sent out to the Public Defender's Office, the Superior Court, the Prosecutor's Office, and the Supreme Court all simultaneously. And he's also asked for a complaint form from the Commission on Judicial Conduct, and he has not received one peep from any of these organisations whatsoever. They have ghosted him.
Yep. Your complaint against Deborah Pardee, one of the psychologists who had from the guidance centre that admitted she had a conflict of interest and gave a corrupt assessment of you. The complaint forms against you that were delivered as legal mail to your jail. What happened? I know the answer, but tell everyone.
The mail was denied. It was bounced back to 1740 West Adams Street, the address of the governing board known as the Arizona Board of Psychologists Examiners. I tried to complain about it to the IRO, Mr. Valero, and he said that unless it's marked with legal mail on the front of it, you're not going to be able to get your mail. And I quoted to him the law, which showed on mrrj.com/mail, that all governing board mail must be opened up in inmate presence, and he said, well, unless it's got legal mail written on it, we can't give it to you.
Can I ask you a question? What happened with the correspondence from the Arizona Bar Society? The
Then
Arizona
asked
Bar?
I then asked for a grievance form repeatedly, and I was denied a grievance form. And the grievance app on the tablet is broken. You cannot make a grievance on the grievance app. And we're in the process right now trying to write to Sheriff Axland to say you need to fix the grievance app. You need to give inmates grievance forms. This is a violation of the First Amendment. This is a constitutional violation. We have the right to redress our grievances, and we also have the right to go and redress our grievances with corrupted psychiatrists and psychologists who are falsely misdiagnosing people in order to force medicate
When
them.
you got mail that was not marked as legal mail from the Arizona Bar Association, they let it go through after this incident. So they're full of shit. And also,
when it came from the Arizona Bar Society to go and fire my attorney because he's refusing to recuse Joshua Steinlaggy, that went straight through, no problem from the Bar Society, and they ripped that open, by the way. And even though they didn't say legal mail on it, they still handed it to me and didn't go, we've handed it back to the Bar Society. This has to go through your lawyer.
And they ripped it open in your presence or not in your presence?
No, they ripped it open and then handed it to me.
Illegal.
Yeah, from the Bar
Society. So and also Deborah Pardee on the 5th of March tried to stop your lawyer getting that video we saw before of Rachel Belinsky testifying.
February, Luke. 5th of February.
5th of February. Yeah, she was
Yes.
present, and then there was this whole hoax that you were on lockdown when you weren't, to stop your lawyer, who travelled all the way up from Phoenix, getting exculpatory evidence from you. And now he's probably not, and he hasn't sent that evidence to me because you have a history of lawyers getting exculpatory evidence and destroying it, like Adam Zickerman, the pedophile rights activist who was the lawyer for Adam Christopher Searle, the Zionist mass murderer wannabe of Christian pastors who only got to number 1 before they caught him. And I think he was sent out as a perp walk from your jail to send a message: us Zionists have people who will kill for our cause. And our Zionist religion of child penis sucking will be defended with violence and death on American soil.
Well, speaking of violence and death, I warned Sheriff Axland in a correspondence 2 months ago that the conditions of life were absolutely atrocious here, and another suicide, death, murder has occurred here in the jail this month by the name of Falcon Watahionge. And Falcon Watahionge had strangled himself to death with the jumpsuit, and this comes after Clayton Thornburg killed himself in the jail. And I understand that you've been in contact with Clayton Thornburg's mother about suing the jail for this murder to death.
They're already being sued. It's a huge court case in Division 6 or 7 at Coconut County. That's how I found it from the court list before you. And she's too scared to see how deep it goes. And her lawyers at Zane Injury Group on the fucking payroll, as far as I'm concerned. Zane's personal injury lawyers. They're not even calling me back. And we've got all this huge stuff to give them about the conditions in the jail. It's like they don't want the evidence to defend their clients. Because the lawyers are...
Well, I've gone off on Joe Tobler, and I said that I have tried to mail him a 10.1 motion separate to the writ of mandamus that I had tried to give Joshua Steinlaggy back on January the 13th, 2025. And I'd written a fresh one, and it had been bounced back from 1930 East Brown Road, which is the address of Grand Canyon Law. And it had the most peculiar of reasons for bouncing back, saying no such number. And then when I handed it to Mr. Tobler in court, Mr. Tobler started waffling and talking to Joshua Steinlaggy on an appearance that May the 5th. And Joshua Steinlaggy said, will there be anything else? Joe Tobler said no. I said, why the hell did you not read out my 10.1 motion to recuse Joshua Steinlaggy in court? And he said, well, I need to make sure I can do this ethically. I then call him a month later, and he says that hasn't got the evidence to do it, and he says he won't do it. I then gave him the ultimatum: file my 10.1 motion or you're fired. And I pointed out the fact that he had a massive, huge track record of failure, how Grand Canyon Law had got denied, relief denied, writ of habeas corpus denied with prejudice, and this case will be terminated. And there's 32 separate cases on the case law where Grand Canyon Law had failed. So this whole notion that Grand Canyon Law wouldn't file it because there wasn't enough evidence, which would result in a failure, and they were scared of failure, is complete hogwash. The fact that I thought that I'd covered bases about Steinlaggy that having conflicts of interest in this case to do with the gay rights movement founded by OTO founder Harry Hay, who was also a member of NAMBLA. Now Joe Tobler was refusing to do it, and he gave you a different reason, saying that he couldn't do it in good faith. And he said to my father that he wasn't going to do it until after the Rule 11. And I'm not really satisfied that Joe Tobler is going to be able to say to Joshua Steinlage, the man who ordered the Rule 11, who's got the conflicts of interest, to say, can you please not force medicate Adam? Oh, look, this psychiatrist that was psychologist got under a 6.7, whether or not he's competent. His counsel says that he's competent, and in disregard of his report, he's not doing that. And I asked him to send a motion of Linsky, argument of delusional, Adam's delusional, and they weren't able to prove that anything I said was wrong or factually incorrect. In fact, he said that Adam's saying could be based in fact, but he's still delusional, because even when I'm true, I'm still delusional anyway.
You're dropping out a little bit there, Adam. But look, what we're looking at now is Joe Tobler promising to get the audios. He never sent out the envelope that was bounced back as requested. He only sent out the 10.1. So why haven't you sent a scan of the envelope with the US mail being interfered with to your own lawyer?
I would have thought it would be obvious by now, Luke, that it was Joe Tobler that did something to the mail to make sure that the mail would get bounced back, so that he wouldn't have the 10.1 motion, so that he wouldn't be obligated to recuse Joshua Steinlage because he's in on it.
Let's read what he says. Let's read what he says, okay? Thank you for voicing your concern. I spoke to the partners. They said if we have a good faith basis to have Justice Steinlage recused, that we could file the 10.1 motion Adam drafted. However, I'm not seeing good faith basis in the motion. When I asked Adam to support the motion, he reiterates what is in the motion and insists that there's a clear connection making conflict of interest. The fucking judge is in a fucking pedophile ring, for God's sake, and is helping Jews exercise their right to rape Goyim children and get no jail, and that the mainstream news and the Tucson Sentinel has been hit it. So unattended at connections, bear evidence, I wrote back to him and I said, where are the court audios of Steinlage introducing his own evidence on the OTO descending from Knights Templar, okay? Asking the court, okay? Here's the, what's this one here? Just open a tweet I sent out, okay? Which is a tweet. So this is Katie Hobbs getting threats, for exposing this. Now, let's go back to the email, okay? And I said, where's the audio of Dan Noble requesting Adam not to be taken to trial to protect Epstein's OTO child abuse cult? Where is the audio of your Chris Linsky cross-examination? The public gallery was illegally, i.e. Sixth Amendment of the United States Constitution, that says all serious offences must be tried in the open gallery unless there are no, and they've got no motion to seal, okay? And the head of the court, what's the head of security in the court? Michael, related to Slanton.
The guy who stole my microphone was Dio Anastopoulos, who was just a sheriff's deputy, and he moved the microphone around 180 degrees so I couldn't say anything, to make a timely objection to Joshua Steinlage appointing Chris Linsky to do the second psychological examination of evaluation.
Yeah, so, and also Rain General, they were hired to get Rain General to Dr. Rain General's testimony to confirm your sanity. What IQ did he give you in the test, Adam? What IQ did they give you in the test?
They said I had an IQ of 117.
Yeah, that's fucking high, by the way, if you don't know. 180 is like immense levels.
But even Chris Linsky, who didn't actually test my IQ, said I was extremely intelligent in the courtroom, yes.
Yeah, so intelligence people who know too much about the OTO child rape cult and the COVID lockdown must be force medicated. This is a travesty of justice.
Who also demonstrate a cure for cancer on camera on Subject 55, Procedure 7, curing of the cancer virus on Lisa Wen with a vaccinator Mark 4.1 on camera, raw, unedited, and uncut.
I personally think it's the dark field microscope that got you in trouble. Tell us about what your conversations with someone else who had their property blown up with them in it for playing with a dark field microscope.
Yes, I've spoken to another lady by the name of Dawn Solomon and on the phone, and I've been very rudely cut off without any warning and unable to contact her back. She's also, just like me, found a way of being able to extract these Morgellon fibers from people and evidence them under the dark field microscope. I'm not entirely certain of her technique. I know my technique with devaccination using a very strong neodymium magnetic stack that can oscillate combined with electrical wave impulses fired directly into the body.
Talk about your
Can certainly
degree.
remove
What's your degree?
BSc Biomedical Engineering with Cybernetics from the University of Reading, not Reading, California, Reading, Berkshire, England.
And also, who did you work for with this degree for the UK government?
I worked for the Her Majesty's Ministry of Defence, now His Majesty's Ministry of Defence. I had the rank of an E5. I'm a signatory to the Official Secrets Act.
There you go. So you know too much, and this is why they're targeting you. That goes. What about the fucking car bomb, right? This is insane, right? Let's show.
March the 15th, 2023, after leaving Dr. Ariana Love's house, or Lorraine's house, and then going back to my and Ariana Love's house and packing up and leaving, I went to the Four Corners, the gas station at the TA there, and a car bomb detonated in my car as soon as I turned the key, and I very nearly died. And I got out of the car very, very quickly. And my footage is still available on my BitChute channel called Human Sheeple, and the video is titled "Just Survived an Assassination Attempt." And I was told by Dr. Chris Linsky that I was delusional, that I believed that people would likely kill me if I came out of the jail, and that's why I've refused the time-served plea deal offer.
Now, Dr. Linsky says you're paranoid and you make it up, and the actual indictment against you has the link to this BitChute channel, right? And they're saying you're a Nazi. And what's on here? What's this? Is this your car?
Yeah, that's the video. Yeah, that's my car getting blown up on that day.
Yeah.
I nearly died that day, by the way.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
For anyone with dental issues, do not drink water. Did you know there's a simple way to regrow teeth and gums that only 3% of the...
We love adverts.
Go free, fight censorship.
What are we looking at now?
Support
you should get
free
real
speech.
royalties on your product placement.
Yeah, thanks, BitChute.
Shameless product placement, Luke.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my car.
Now,
And you can see, obviously, like
that's everything you fucking owned. You were a nomad. You wouldn't burn, and you didn't have the means to go fund it all back. This is not a fucking hoax in any way.
Fire it! It's my car's on fire.
The car's on fire.
Well, I mean, Jesus Christ, I mean, Ariana Love had literally just tried to kill me that morning, and then a bomb went off the car that evening, so...
And guess who hangs out with Dr. Ariana Love? Stu Peters.
What do you want me to say about Dr. Ariana Love? She's broadcasting Bluetooth, she took the shot, she's a liar, she's a vaxxer, she's running the anti-vax movement. I didn't take the vaccine.
She's running around on all the fake NatSoc groups. Get this. JQ Radio that had her on says if you're against JQ moderators making up child sex conviction fantasies against yours truly, you're against the white movement, because anyone who stands against those who make up Mossad child sex conviction fantasies against people exposing the Jews is an enemy of all whites. We're literally trying to expose how Jews get away with raping Goyim children, and how all the people who aren't feds are going to be rounded up and force medicated like you. Like this matters to the...
Dr. Ariana Love admitted to me that she was involved with Sasha Stone at the Divine Academy of Knowledge, which is a Masonic organization, and she also has a doctorate in metaphysics, which is the same qualification that Julie K. Hudson has also. They both qualify.
Oh yeah, in the interview with Julie K. Hudson, should I release it publicly on my Twitter timeline? Let's look at the AJCJC documents, right? Where's the AJCJC documents? Somewhere here. Here, compensation manual, right? It says that people who are related to the victim somewhat, it implies, I think they've updated it since. What edition is this? This is the 2018 edition. Now, it says here that people who gets victims compensation. Julie K. Hudson was registered as a victim for doing night stalking, prowling, and was the window closed when you were doing the consensual BDSM session with Rachel Belinsky?
It's December the 14th, 2022, so it's the middle of winter. Do you think I really would have had the window open?
Of course not. So she's doing night prowling, listening with her ear doing an ear to a window of a closed window, which she wasn't. She was using a recording device to bug it. Oh, they've taken down their online training they requested in the records request. What a fucking surprise. I missed that. You see, I requested this and they denied it in the records request. They denied everything in the records request. The meetings of the victims' compensation panels they run. They've even claimed that we don't accept any victims' compensation.
So, can I just say, the Arizona State Ombudsman I've spoken to on the phone, and they've told me they don't accept inmates. They tried to quote an obscure law to me, ARS 41-1377, but after closely examining ARS 41-1377, the Arizona State Ombudsman Citizens Aid is expressly prohibited from assisting members of the Arizona Department of Corrections. And just for the record, I am in Medina County Jail, member of the Arizona Department of Corrections. I do not have a DOC number. I have the presumption of innocence. I have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, and I have the right to public documents under GRIM 115 and United States DOFNA 828. And these two laws mean that that the duty to overcome public records disclosure and even non-record public records disclosure supersedes my rights to a trial supersedes any rights they think they have. And they said I need.
A natural person who is not related to the victim, but who also witnessed the criminality, blah 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 blah. So not related. Does that mean family relation, or does that mean landlord-tenant relation?
Can you give me the page number, the document, and the page number, please?
Yes, it's the compensation desk manual. Crime victim.
What?
Here we are. Crime Victim Compensation Desk Manual, revision 04/2018, page number 27, from the Arizona Criminal Justice Commission.
What revision number again? What was the revision number?
04/2018.
04/0108. And what does it say again?
It says that a natural person who is not related to the victim, okay, who witnessed the criminal conduct, and a member of the or a member of the victim's family is specified differently. So you can be a member of the victim's family and know the victim who witnessed the criminal conduct, or if you're not a member of the victim's family and you're not related to the victim in any way, such as going to the Ultimate Light Mission to perform songs. And she talked about singing songs and spiritual healing and New Age shit with Jesus Evangelista in the interview.
I can't see the screen, Luke. I could only see the middle part of the screen, and I can't see the left or the right of the screen.
Okay, it doesn't matter. You can see your face now?
Well, what I'm saying is, can you please just write it down and tell me word for word what I need to write down?
Yeah, it's quickly. It's page number 27 of that manual I just said.
Page 57.
27.
27.
Crime. So yeah. So this woman is not eligible for victims' compensation, and the transcript here says she lived a year and a half. At 1 minute 48 seconds in, she lived a year and a half next door to her landlord and didn't even know who she was. And she lied about not knowing.
Bullshit.
She says she's never met her next door neighbour. That it's also in the same Ultimate Light Mission domestic terrorist, paper terrorist group that praises Alistair Crowley of the OTO child rape cult. Everyone in your case to framed you up, from Mark Zemak to the guy who brought you into town, Tyler, who set you up on the date with Rachel Blinsky at the Ultimate Light Mission, and she was coming on to you fast and strong with her SMS messages. And yeah, look, let's show you some of the stuff about. Let's go to Adam's. They're censoring.
Do you know what was even weirder? Is after I threw away Rachel's PCR test, we broke up. But then we got back together again. And like, chicks never get back together again with me. They're always like, they're done with me, they're done with me. Why is Rachel like trying to get back with me?
Yeah, so this is you being transported.
Thank you.
This is you being transported by volunteers illegally that Ryan Quitkin claimed about was illegal on Fox News. That's you being signed into a jail by anonymous volunteer. Okay, anonymous coward signed you into the jail. Sergeant Lauren Leon, arresting officer. Remember, you were broken out of. Tell us the story about how you were broken out of jail illegally without an FBI, without a release order signed by a judge, without paying a bond. Tell us that story.
No, I got released, no complaint filed. It was just Adam Smith roll up, and it was fucking freezing cold in the morning, and I had to recharge my phone at Pathways just outside the actual jail's entrance.
Wait.
And then
after no complaint is filed, the judge still has to do the release order. It wasn't done.
I just got released. I got no paperwork whatsoever. I just got released out of the jail.
What time were you released?
Early in the morning.
5 o'clock, about 4, 5 o'clock?
I don't know because I couldn't even charge my phone up.
How
And then
many hours before sunrise?
The sun was up, but it was like right across the horizon.
About 5:30 in the morning. And who did you see in the jail who told you to come out?
Look, I went across the street and I went to the Whole Foods there, and I started trying to spange for change. And I got $10 off some dude. I went off that $10 off that dude. I managed to get myself a sandwich. I blagged a cigar off someone so I could smoke something because I was gagging.
Then you went back to the jail to try and get your money, right?
Well, what happened was I wasn't able to spange in Flagstaff, and I had something like $145 or some shit. I think was it $90, $100.
How many days after your arrest you came in on the morning of the 15th? Okay, and how many?
It was the same. It was the same day. I went back. Tyler picked me up, and I tried to go and get the check cash bank, and the bank said, "Where's your ID?" And I didn't have no ID with me. And then I went back and said, "Look, I can't use this stupid check. Can I please go and get cash instead?" And they were like, "Oh, we've already given it to you." And I went back to the jail about 2 or 3 times because I wasn't able to get any sort of money, so I had to get money off the jail. The jail gave me a check. I couldn't cash the check, and I wanted them to take the check back and give me cash.
You came in on the 15th, sometime in the early morning on the 15th of December 2022. How many sleeps did you have in the jail before you were released?
How many what in the jail?
Sleeps. How many nights were you in the jail for?
Well, I was there from the early hours of the morning of December the 15th up until the morning of December the 20th, 2022.
Yeah, so it wasn't until 10 p.m. or 11, 12 p.m. that the release order was signed. So you left the jail before a release order was signed.
I never received any release order. That's correct.
That's correct because
you
were released before the release order was given, and that's a jailbreak under FBI jurisdiction. Why were you released? Because you had too much evidence to defend yourself on your person, and you had to be separated from your phone records, all the SMSs from Rachel. Did Rachel Belinsky send a message to you saying she tried to have your baby?
That's correct. She did actually say that she was trying to have my baby, and what happened in the grand jury, they tried to say that.
Did you send it to me? Did you send that message to me on Telegram?
Yes, I did send that to you.
On Telegram before they extradited you, yes. And she told the police...
Yes, and it was, I was secretly trying to have your baby. It was dated from January the 3rd, 2023.
Yep.
And in the grand jury indictment, they tried to say that even though there was a consensual BDSM encounter, they're trying to say that I've crossed boundaries. And the 3 boundaries were saying that I wasn't allowed to read this, I wasn't allowed to come inside of her, and the third one was no targeted electrocution to the head.
On the night in question, it's not alleged that you had sex with her on the 14th. The day before you had consensual sex.
He texted me and says I was secretly trying to have your baby, and the fact that that is the case means that it obviously was okay to come inside her, right? Which basically means that, you know, if that one boundary that they're trying to say I broke, which never existed, by the way, isn't true, then ex parte omnibus, deceitful in one, deceitful in all, it means that the other 2 boundaries are also not true. And I could prove that the 2 are not well.
That means she loses her victim's compensation for giving perjury to police, and she loses her victim's compensation for loss of criminal Class 5 felony derived practicing with a medicine license. And on the victim's claim forms, on the night in question, she gave her employer's number as Sedona
Centre for the New Age.
Yeah, that's right. So obviously the whole case against you is bullshit.
She's had her new job already lined up. she's used a time-traveling BDSM session to say she comes home from work at the hospital that she shouldn't have been working for anyway because she didn't even have a valid medical license. She has a BDSM session with me. She then says, "Oh my God, we've had this BDSM session, but Adam might have crossed some boundaries or whatever." And then she says that because of the BDSM session, she's lost her job as a result of the BDSM session, which is horseshit because she hadn't clocked back into work until 5:30, 6 o'clock the following morning, which obviously hadn't happened. Though she's claimed loss of income, she's got void contract because she was murdering people in the hospital and she admitted it to me.
Yeah.
She was
See,
depriving
the
patients of food.
the prosecution says it's a BDSM session. They're saying she volunteered at COVID sites in the grand jury indictment, but in the original police documents, they said Adam's become obsessed with COVID and was anti-government. She said it about her having worked at the Sedona clinic, worked for money, worked. Okay?
Correct.
So
And I can testify she's getting paid by the hospital. I can testify that.
you can testify that there's financial records, and it's not the first time. David Floyd Colquitt was arrested for some form of assault, possibly on a child. Charged with aggravating a factor of assault as for healthcare professional working at the same place, and he too doesn't have a medical license. So it's not the first time that Rachel's employer likes to employ satanic faggots without nursing licenses. Okay.
Well, you also have to remember that during the pandemic, most of the qualified medical staff were quitting because they saw that the homicidal hospital protocols were killing people, and they were lying and saying that COVID killed them when it wasn't. It was the protocols that killed them: the remdesivir, the masks, the tests, the ventilators, and the false causation of death, where they were getting paychecks off the CARES Act and the PrEP Act to go and clobber people. And then, when they were told, quit, and they were desperate for any old Tom, Dick, and Harry to go and wear a nurse's scrub, and whether you were practicing medicine without a license or not, they were going to turn a blind eye to it. And this is a massive cover-up scandal because the government shouldn't have been giving mRNA injections in the first place. The government shouldn't have been doing these homicidal hospital protocols in the first place, but they were, and that is the big elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about. And I can't go to trial because if I go to trial, the first thing I'm going to say is Rachel murdered people in the hospital, which she fucking did, and I testified that on record at the order of protection without an attorney present. And I'm happy to say now Rachel murdered people in the hospital, as I did at that court case, as I did to Sergeant Lauren Lee.
And she was unlicensed executioner, so no liability.
And unqualified to give intramuscular injections. The only medical qualification she has is her hypnosis qualification, unless you want to call shooting up fentanyl on the streets of Los Angeles qualifications to give people syringes full of shit.
Do you know that she actually promoted her website that promoted her porno videos on with Pastor Jesse, what's his name? Yeah, she calls up a Christian pastor who's a Zionist, mind you, and promotes her website promoting her porno video, Jesus the Total Douchebag. That's how much of a piece of work she is. Now, get this. Now, tell us why you did a records request for your alleged COVID vaccination history or lack thereof.
According to page 13, paragraph 3, Student Vista said, "Oh, she was vaccinating him, vaccinating other people," and Rachel was trying to say that she'd vaccinated me when she never.
She said in the chat with me that you're a fake anti-vaxxer and you were vaccinated in the jail the first time, which of course is false.
That's not true. I was not vaccinated in the jail, but what was strange was my COVID vaccine history said that I was vaccinated, but not in the jail. It said that
I ordered you to get the COVID vaccination history, right, to prove that, get the health department to accuse the prosecution's witness of being a compulsive liar about you in public settings, right? Yeah? So we do the records request, and what comes back?
It says that I have been vaccinated with 2 Pfizer shots, one that was taken in the Glendale Phoenix, Arizona.
Glendale Ave, Phoenix, Arizona, 9314.
Now, the one that was on April Fool's Day that they're claiming that I took, that I never took, I was in the state of California at the time, and I was with a chick by the name of Kylie Talbot in a town called San Luis Obispo, so I wasn't even in the state at that time. And the other one they're saying that, and there's the other one they're saying I took in in Maricopa County, also in Glendale, in a CVS pharmacy. And I can say that I was in the state of Arizona at the time, but I was up in Navajo or Apache County,
Correct. Now
up
get
in
this.
near
Get this.
Shola.
So what we uncovered. Now I thought these records were not created by the health department or the prosecutor working with their favourite porn stars. We led to believe because I hacked the CVS website. And the CVS website, let's do it live. Let's do it live. Let's do it live now. CVS. Let's hit the loophole so this. CVS pharmacy. COVID appointment, okay? Right?
And just for the record, I wouldn't take the COVID-19 shot if you paid me $1 million. Let's say that I took the shot is a lying sack of shit.
Watch this. Now get this. Okay. Oh, they blocked overseas access because of me. Okay. They've done some change, but I got videos of me going onto the site, and if you enter any valid real phone number and the correct name and date of birth of an American citizen, if there is COVID records in the CVS pharmacy database, it will leak the last 4 extensions of the phone number associated with that account. And CVS Pharmacy, working with Satanists to fabricate their COVID vaccination history, was destroy taxpayer-subsidised COVID death jabs. Government subsidised property was destroyed to fabricate your COVID vaccination history and backdate it. And they don't want to do
Not only that, but when I contacted the Board of Pharmacy as well as the Arizona Department of Health Services, they said we don't have access to the information to find out who's queried the information. What I could tell you, doing Arch Linux, that you can use journal control, and there is a log of every IP address that is connected to any.
Here's an email of me. I sent to the pharmacy. And they told me I have to complain to the executive assistant of the boss, not go through the proper complaints process as part of a cover-up. And this was November 15th last year, okay? And here is your messages, right, which you sent. Okay, hold on. Okay, here you go. These are the doses that you got on the record. You got the paper records request for this. Where is the paper records request for the Pfizer dose and stuff? Did you give it to your lawyer?
It's been given to Joseph Mobley. Yes, he's got it.
Okay, so this is the dose date, and this date was before you met Rachel Belinsky. So what this proves is Satanists have the ability to backdate COVID vaccination records into the Arizona State Immunization Information System. Okay, and she's probably done it for herself, and all the Satanists in Sedona that keep their New Age centers open have all fabricated COVID vaccination histories, massive destruction of government subsidized property, and they don't want to investigate it. And if they run a query on their database where date of alleged vaccination and date of entry into the database differs by more than 3 months, that just red flagged every single Satanist in the state who fabricated their COVID vaccination history, and they don't want to do it. Why? Because they know the vaccine is a bioweapon, and the elite satanic kitty fuckers must be exempt from it. Holy shit.
Can I also just say, for the record, that a helicopter shooting modulated radio waves came over our house when I was in Seattle, and I was bitten by a vaccinated mosquito, and I started feeling rather poorly, and my right hand started to broadcast radio waves, and then I used the devaccinator and chlorine dioxide and alcohol, and I was able to make my hand no longer broadcast radio waves.
This is the secret database that all their vaccination history is in. This is where they pulled those records from. And they can query the database behind this system to find out all the people who fabricated their COVID vaccination histories, because it's not normal for the date of vaccination to be entered like more than 6 months after it's done. And they can red flag a whole bunch of them and arrest hundreds of people and the people who were doing the COVID, who were destroying COVID vials, because another doctor I told you was prosecuted for replacing COVID shots with saline and destroying the original COVID ones. What's his name?
What's his name?
The doctor who got prosecuted for giving people saline instead of COVID shots. Okay, you're going to get...
Dr. Kirk Moore.
Dr. Kirk Moore was prosecuted for doing that, and I think he got off in the end because the Hippocratic Oath and all that, right? So... But here we have, they don't want to prosecute all these Satanists who destroyed COVID vials to fabricate COVID vaccination histories for themselves and yours truly. You're in a different state. How could you be vaccinated? This stuff's not hard to check with the FBI. So this is a huge cover-up of deaths in hospital and the Stop the Shots people have been blocking us. And we've got 60 seconds left. We're going to kick off another. We're going to resume the session right now and keep it going. What else do you want to talk about in the next broadcast?
I also want to say that I put a Faraday cage over the top of dead, unembalmed, recently buried bodies, and I was able to detect Bluetooth MAC addresses coming from these recently deceased bodies buried post-2020, and my movie is From Beyond the Grave to Dead Years Broadcasting.
Yeah, and I'm the guy that gave you the testing methodology for that, for the purposes of debunking your claim, and that's how I got roped into it. And that was able, me trying to be your debunker, is why Rachel Belinsky trusted me enough to chat to her, and where she self-incriminated herself about the involvement with the OTO child rape cult. And those videos of our discussions on Telegram is on my Twitter, okay? All right, I'll see you on the other side, sir. It's starting a new session now. Yes. Okay, so we just had Adam up. Let's see how are we streaming now? Oh, it's streaming now. Ooh. And let's see if anyone's been asking any questions on the screen. Okay. Okay. So there we go. There's the stream chat, right? It seems that we're streaming and it'll be saved. It's also we're going to kick this off now. They want us to start the chat. Start visit. Who gave me credit? Who gave me credit? This is interesting. Somebody gave me credit now somehow. So waiting for Adam to come back. I'm going to get him to identify some things when he comes up. That's a transcription job for Julie K. Hudson. Thank you, Amazon Web Services. Come on. So she's got convictions too as well. She's a criminal witness. If that was disclosed. Hello, Adam. Adam coming up.
Hello?
Hello, you're back.
Hello?
You're back.
I am.
Now look at this. Where is this filmed? Okay, this is Julie K. Hudson performing where? Where is this place?
That's the main hall of the Ultimate Light mission.
Are you sure about that? They have the same type
Yes.
of chair? Okay, let's have a watch of it.
100%.
That's Julie K. Hudson.
I've even sat on that chair.
And where did you meet Rachel Belinsky?
Same place, Ultimate Light mission,
And
2115, Mountain Road, Sedona, Arizona, 86336. In and around September the 21st, 2022.
That gong's very distinctive, and those paintings, have you seen them before?
I believe so, yes. There's lots of psychedelic artwork in there.
Yeah, on the wall there, there's a gong, that's the gong they always use. That's her singing, all right? Have you ever seen that woman before Rachel Belinsky framed you up?
I've seen her about the trailer park, yeah.
And it would be totally impossible for her not to see her next door neighbour for 1.5 years as she testified in court, is that correct?
Like, I saw her coming in and out of the trailer when I was playing Hearts of Iron 4 going, into the oven now, Jews, die, die, die. And I was just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, you always
So, yeah, I saw her coming out.
You always play...
But I never...
You
I never said hi, my name, or whatever. So we never, like, knew each other, but I'd seen her about.
Because, yeah, Abbey of Thelema, this is the Abbey of... This is Mussolini kicked out Aleister Crowley. That's why you always play... the Abbey of Thelema. This is where all the family sex with goats rituals occurred.
Mamma mia! You want me to bake 6 million pizzas in my 4 tiny ovens? In how long?
Oh,
Only for you.
That's Jane Wolfe.
Mamma It's impossible.
This one guy died. Oh. He ate sacrificed cat blood and he died. And now they say he drank from Mountain Spring, that's why he died. Yeah, right, whatever. Kaczynski. Oh, the Kaczynski. Kaczynski is the guy who makes Babylon 5 is also in the OTO. Oh, they're all fucking related. This is insane.
Babylon 5. Oh, of course.
Demanded Crowley. He was expelled by Mussolini in 1923. And they whitewashed all of his satanic murals over it. Yeah. See, so Mussolini kicked out. Tell us about Rachel Belinsky's collection of occult and SS and Nazi memorabilia.
Well, she's got a ring with a little swastika on it that's got the curved ends of the swastika rather than the straight edge ones. She had a book with a bunch of stuff to do with the Third Reich and the Tool Society on it. She had a Bible that had this black...
Tool Society, that's Madame Blatsky is linked to Aleister Crowley and the Tool Society. That's the OTO infiltration.
She had a Bible with a black sheet on it. She said that a friend, I didn't realise it was the OTO at the time, a friend opened it up and it made it explode in front of her, and then they gave her the Bible or whatever. It looked like a really old Bible.
Have you seen this? Iraqi. And get this. Oh yes. Have you seen this? What's that? That is Al Belinsky.
Yeah, that's her brother Al Belinsky. Yeah, you showed me that before.
Yeah, but this. Remember, you before you knew anything, you were talking about initiation ritual with a large sword. That's
No, I said there was an initiation ritual with a dagger, not with a sword. And in actual fact, Marbury versus McCune shows that actually the OTO does use daggers in some of their ceremonies.
That's the court case where every inmate is entitled to the book of the law that says sacrifice a cattle little and big after a child. So
sacrifice cattle big after a child. Chapter 3, verse 12. Yes. And the address is https: no faith in the human race / legis / chapter equals 3 and verse equals 12.
Okay, hold on. Sacrifice cattle.
No faith in the human race.
If you ask Google AI, if it says sacrifice cattle little and big after a child, Google AI will say it's not in the book. What the fuck?
Well, because the Google is run by Eric Schmidt, and who's a Freemason, and the Freemasons fuck kids with the OTO at Lodge 42, don't they? And Rachel gets a love letter from Grandma Hammer every day on her birthday, 31st of March 1982, by Grandmaster Merrick Hammer. And I read out a love letter from between the two of them in court and asked Joshua Steinberg, "Are you a man?"
Yeah, get this. This is the lodge of the OTO in Phoenix, right? Okay. Let's have a look at their most recent newsletter. Where do they meet? They meet at the Arcadia Lodge 42 F&M Arizona Masonic Lodge, Avondale, Arizona. So the OTO does the Gnostic Catholic mass child orgies we talked about earlier in Masonic lodges. Now, is that a huge conflict of interest? A, Zickerman being a Mason, also in Lodge 42.
Yes, huge conflict of interest.
Where the OTO does the meeting, representing a guy who's snitching on you. Who's the guy who snitched on you again?
There were two. One of them was Christian Matthew White, and the other one was
Christian Matthew
James
White didn't snitch on you. He called up Rachel Belinsky so they could have some form of contact. Joshua Steinlage falsely attributed that contact to you as a false finding of fact in the public minutes you can download from the AZ courts.
Okay. If that's true, then why the fuck was he on protective custody with all the rapists then afterwards?
Because so he fabricated probable cause for the restraining order hearing, because you can't put a restraining order on someone who you haven't contacted.
Order of protection. Order of protection is just a no contact order. It's just a no contact order, isn't it?
Yeah, but the contact never happened in 12 months prior, so they're ineligible to do it. So in order so they could get that order of protection hearing, they were going to try and frame me up for my actions being your actions. But here's the thing, I was attacking Rachel Belinsky's, when they realised I was complaining about Rachel Belinsky's cult leader saying children must join orgies, and all mandatory reporters must not report child sex as stated in the OTO Equinox magazine. So Zickerman was representing James Dylan Bryant at the same time he was representing you, and that is a guy who was let out of jail for snitching on you, and so he could do more robberies and more drugs in Sedona. So the prosecutor used your case, which he doesn't want to go to trial, on the promise it will go to trial, as a vehicle to let go his favourite criminals. So if it wasn't for Dan Noble...
Stop, Luke, let me point this out. Here we have, each participant must need to show their proof of vaccination at the cult that says, do what thou wilt, and the vaccine makes you manifest a neuralase scaffold that overrides free will and receives Bluetooth packets and sends electrical wave impulses into the brain. So this is, even the OTO is going back on their sacred religious doctrine, do what thou wilt, and is now giving into, you cannot do what thou wilt, you have to go and take the COVID vaccine. Can you not see the fucking irony in this right now?
I just noticed that now.
Can you not see the fucking irony?
Yeah.
Can you not see the irony, Luke?
I know.
We are the do what thou wilt society, but you need to show proof of vaccination.
But here's the thing: all the OTO people were exempt because of the loophole we were just talking about. They would do destruction of government property to get their fabricated COVID vaccination certificates. Okay. So yeah, this is incredible. So what else? James, let's talk about James Dylan Bryant. Let's bring him up, okay? So here is Rachel Blinsky's brother praising Aleister Crowley, who wrote the poem Ballad to Pederast.
Then those who use them.
Here's Aleister Crowley. This is what he's 666, great beast. But now you know why the mainstream news calls them a satanic sex cult. Does this look very satanic to you?
Yes, it does.
It does, doesn't it? But that's why the mainstream news in England calls it a satanic sex cult. And the news in Australia is calling it a small religious order and saying that you can't say they drink blood like the head of the cult. Let's do that now. Since let's search for news.com.au, right? We'll cover this again. News.com.au. I went in the news last week, right? Latest. Okay. Luke NS Minion. Okay, so here's David Bottrell doing perjury, right? Here's a newspaper article in this news, right? Serious harm. Cook a podcast to hit with defamation trial, okay? This is a Jewish bitch. I've emailed her on my web form, I've emailed her directly, and I've pinged her on Twitter, okay? And they're saying that this guy here, who's a controlled opposition, blackmailed government shill, Q-tard fuckwit, like the space with, they're saying he accused the order of consuming human blood. Okay, I did it. And the case law says I did it, right? Okay? And
well, you did, and I kept trying to correct you, you fucking numbskull, to say they consume human blood, like I said on January the 13th, drinks human blood, and then you got yourself into a fucking libel lawsuit. And I told you not to...
It's still saying they used to drink human blood until they had decided to cook it because of the AIDS virus. Anyway, so here's the thing.
No. They've been cooking black pudding in since the Middle Ages, and all that Crowley did. Recipe of black and decided to cook it with instead of pig's blood because the Americans don't do it over here for some random reason. You don't have Peshwari Nan or Twiglet.
I am Voldemort. I am he who cannot be named by the OTO pedophile cult-controlled judges on Twitter.
You are just known as Luke. You are the one of whom we do not speak within the order, Luke.
Yes. So I'm the person who fucking said it, right? And they're calling him Guru in case law, and they're calling me Luke.
Come on! They actually have their own kind of like account. Like you're the deep state Peter Holmes, right?
I have sent all the proof that the OTO has a doctrine of human blood drinking, right? We've got the league training videos, but get this: if we go to www.acnc.gov.au, right? Okay. Well, watch this. Search for a charity. Here we go. Search for a charity. Okay. Now I'm going to search the name at Ordo Templi Orientis. Orientis. Okay. Here it is. Right. Here's the document. Okay. For the cult. Okay. Total revenue $23,000. Where's the financials and documents? Okay. Financial statement. Financial report. Here we go. Oh, they haven't submitted a report since not required, small, not required to report any finances. But their bylaws document, where's the bylaws governing document? Download the document, right? This is the head of the now let's search for outer. The outer head of the order means the Chief Executive Officer of OTO International, okay? Okay, 12th degree outer head of the order, okay? here they're talking about the different degrees, right? 7, 8. Where's the Master of the Hermit Triad? 11th degree.
11th degree. How is there an 11th degree?
Well, that's the Master of Gay Anal Butt Sex.
What about the 12th degree?
Okay. The 9th degree, Initiate of the Sovereign Sanctuary of Gnosis. That's magical masturbation. And level 10 is Most Holy King and Most Holy Queen. You see, but this is also Master of Period Blood Sex. If you look at the initiation rituals which have been leaked by Stephen King. Now, you see, it clearly says here that the outer head of the order, the outer head of the order runs the show in OTO Australia, right? It says it here. Division.
Can you give me the link to this bylaws?
See here, yeah, it's a long link. I'll put it into archive.org for you, because PDFs aren't done well by archive.is. Okay, so I just put it in here now. It's hard to save it. I'm just going to save the page now. But anyway, get the idea. So this guy basically says that the guy in the league training videos that say we do rituals with kids, right? Does David Bottrell, the head of the cult in Australia, who's suing everyone, can't sue anyone who isn't compromised because he's done perjury over here. This is the transcript, right, from Actions in Melbourne, okay, on the 3rd of July 2007, okay, legal transcripts, right, and this is the court case of Leg and Divine, and let's just search for blood until it comes up, okay. So the application says that how dare consuming blood are consumed. It says in the court case, consumed by human blood, and they denied. This is.
Thank you.
It says defamatory. They didn't say drink. They said consume. Okay, blood. Religious vilification.
So they've shifted the goalposts. I was right about consume.
Yeah.
And they said that it was defamatory to say consume, and now they're trying to shift the goalposts and say it's defamatory to say they drink when they don't, but they do still consume it.
In the original case, he did perjury. And if you say the OTO drinks blood like the head of the cult does in their league training video, therefore it's a hate crime. So the people were kidnapped illegally. This tribunal had no right to investigate people from New South Wales for a law that didn't exist in New South Wales and lacked the jurisdiction to operate interstate as confirmed by the High Court of Australia, Burns, Gaynor and Corbett. Burns, Gaynor, Corbett, High Court of Australia. Okay, here we go. Here's the case number, okay? This upheld the Constitution of the High Court of Australia that interstate tribunals lack jurisdiction. Catchwords, okay? Where a resident of New South Wales made complaints to Anti-Discrimination Board, blah, 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 about the Queensland residents, okay? And the court said on jurisdiction, okay? And it said tribunals lack jurisdiction interstate. So this whole court case should have never happened on the grounds of jurisdiction. The police should have never done kidnapping.
Well, isn't that what the Court of Appeals did to me? They said that they were refusing to accept my writ of mandamus that brought the OTO on the grounds of jurisdiction as well.
Which is bullshit. Yeah, they just use that to acquire...
They refused to accept jurisdiction over the writ of mandamus.
Also, they spelled it... Okay, Bottrell. So there's someone paid $500 to get this transcript out, and their website was shut down. But David Bottrell did... Let's do a search for Bottrell's testimony. Okay, so these are people. So he's claiming victimhood because people said they consume human blood, which they fucking do. They've got their league training videos. You want to see it here? So you're talking about David Bottrell's done testimony, and says that David Bottrell is a spy working in Turkey at the time. Let's just search for Turkey. Is this about Turkey? Oh, it is too. David Bottrell is in Turkey on secondment for work, okay, for a couple of years. He's a fucking Australian spy, okay? Yeah, there you go. So David Bottrell was ASIS intelligence. That's one of the many clues that he is. Now, he's saying, he was complaining in a space yesterday, how dare I ask people to photograph his kids. And he called his kids his daughters, but the problem is that the people who were sued in the case of loveforlife.com.au versus David Bottrell, I'll bring up the case law now. Look at this case law.
How come it's spelled Bottrell on that document, but it's spelled Bottrell in the Sonal case?
His real name is Bottrell. He's the French high-level Mason where the Gnostic Catholic Mass originated from. With Chateau, multiple Chateaus over there. So
and he's the guy who's behind me being forced medicated in a psych ward.
Yeah. So here's the case law, right? from the case of in this court case, the respondent said David Bottrell brought in his two tranny child cock sons. Again, Luke's a pedophile because he tried to ask people to photograph my kids. I made do gay child marriage betrothals. Okay, so this is the court case where allegedly before I think it was for Brian Meager SC. It would be Brian Meager, I'm assuming, the judge. It's Simmons. Okay, Simmons. But this is President Simmons made the decision. But Brian Meager has been taken to Johnson Hole one. He's sus as fuck. And if you look in here, this is the next one. This was from the Brian Meager. This is the appeal. This is the appeal, and this is before Brian Meager. There we go. This fucker's involved too. If we look in here, we search for Ezzy. Okay, Ezzy. Professor Ezzy, University of Tasmania. They said OTO has never been involved in a child rape case in history. Okay, so yeah, he said the OTO has never been involved in any child sex case. Right? What's this? OTO Solar Lodge boy in a box. Okay, it's got its own Wikipedia page. Okay, they're calling it Solar Lodge Secret Society, as based on the curriculum of AA, Alistair Crowley. Okay, but it's a fucking OTO lodge. They're spinning it around as much. So 6-year-old boy held prisoner in packing crates. Okay, and this was an OTO. It's called OTO Solar Lodge, but you see how they've been editing Wikipedia. Riverside County. Oh, where does the head of the OTO America live? Riverside County.
As well as Bohemian Grove.
Look at this. So this boy, the boy's name, 6-year-old boy was chained inside a 6-foot square packing crate. But, you know, they've never been involved in a child sex case, you know. Look at these newspaper stories. This is a 6-year-old boy. Anthony, I looked up the boy's name, Anthony Saul Givens. Okay,
Anthony who?
Anthony Saul Givens was the victim.
How do you spell? Anthony, Anthony. How do you spell his last name?
Okay, boy tells tales from the witness stand, but this guy was killed off. He was killed off shortly after, at the age of 21, as these people all are. So yeah, this is just one of the cases of the OTO involved in child sex. Then you've got in England, you've got Kid Willie Wales. What's this? Colin Bately, Kid Willie. Okay, now Kid Willie sex cult, right? Now watch this. White robes.
Fine.
Look at this. Look at this. Okay, Wales.
After go down as the outer head of the order, and this would have been in McMurtry's era, or this been in Motter's era.
No, this would be recently in March 20, the current head of the OTO's era. So here they wear white robes and they do sex with kids. Okay, so with salted bread, oil, and a goblet of wine. That's fucking a Gnostic Catholic mass right there. Okay, they can't name it. They've got a Gnostic Catholic mass orgy ritual. Okay, the guy's got tattoos of Alistair Crowley all over his body. Okay, and no one can say OTO. So he wears white robes, just like the OTO does. Has a Gnostic Catholic mass set up, salted bread, oil, and goblet of wine. Let's just search Gnostic Catholic mass.
You're right, Luke. You're right.
Oh, here we go. Salted bread. Here we go. Look, salted bread. Where's the salted bread? The sacrament of bread and wine. Okay, there we go. Chapter I. You know, they're doing the bread. See, this is definitely OTO. And they're saying this was never a child sex case. Okay. Now, also, the other link to it being the OTO is watch this. So that's another big one. And then watch this. Alistair, Aleistr Crowley. Right? Kid Willie sex cult, okay. Parole hearing for evil child sex leader, okay. Okay, right? Where's Crowley? Search Crowley in this. Oh! He used Alistair Crowley's Book of the Law. Who uses that? Which praises prostitution and free sex as a guide for their actions. You see me? So they're testifying in Australia they've never been involved in child sex cases, but this one was after. Okay, there was ones before. Okay, in many cases. And then there's the head publisher for the OTO New Falcon Press was a Mason that got off being a gay basketball coach raping little boys. Okay. The Guardian has pictures of him. And oh wait, look, it says I accept Guardian. Look, Alistair Crowley in the fucking article. He said to have inspired his crimes. Okay. He's doing Gnostic Catholic masses. And these OTOs, they keep all the little oases and camps secret. Okay. So this story was 2011. Okay, 35 offences, including 11 rapes, 3 indecent assaults, child prostitution, causing a child to have sex, inciting a child to have sex.
I have Morris tattoos.
Yeah, he's got Alistair Crowley tattoos. Let me just find that one. Alistair Crowley tattoo. This is tattoo. How do you spell tattoos? Tattoo, 2 T's. So, Egyptian eye tattoo, Hillary sex cult. Let's go to Wikipedia on it. It's got all the little links. There's no time for that. He has an eye of Horus tattoo. Oh, hello. So let's look at his tattoos. That's his missus with an OTO tattoo, right? Okay. They've all got OTO tattoos. The bitches that pimp the kids out. This is the all of his defendants have they worship Egyptian gods. All of these fuckers. Tana Kidwelly that ran a child sex cult. Okay. See. So the OTO is a child sex cult, and they always get their name kept out of it. And every time they go down, like everyone knows OTO. What's this? OTO Solar Lodge. Okay. See how they edited the Wikipedia? Solar Lodge. Myths of the Solar Lodge. CIA experiment. It's all text inside the Solar Lodge, behind the veil.
Was that about the OTO and the CIA? Go back up to OTO and the CIA. Go back up to OTO and CIA. OTO and the CIA and the Templar Orientals. That down one.
Well, yeah, Rachel's brother was a CIA contractor. This is Edward Cornelius. He's a high-level OTO guy.
Well, thanks a bunch, Luke. That's who I need to speak to. I need to write to the CIA then, don't I? You told me that the only connection the OTO had to intelligence was fucking Rudolph Hess and the Tower of London. But now you're telling the OTO connections with the Central Agency. At what point were you going to reveal to me the CIA were connected to the OTO?
I'm telling you that David Bottrell is believed to be Australian Security Intelligence Services, not immigration, for fucking years.
I well believe it. I well believe it.
So yeah, let's download this document, shall we? Or you have to pay to download it, but I'll put it on my bookmark list. I'll send an email to myself with it or something. Yeah, this is these are some of the databases here. You see how they're trying to take out my Google account for knowing too much about this? Is that fucking scary? And let's talk about the mainstream news articles they're censoring. Watch this. Tucson.com, right? Let's do this live. So here it is. If you search Howard Leventhal, Josh Steinlage, nothing comes up. Right? Okay? Let's do it now. Let's see if they've undone it. Howard Leventhal, Josh Steinlage, your judge. Right? Oh, look, I come up in Twitter, right? Okay? But the article that used to come up doesn't. Okay? So let's go back to my Twitter. Okay? And let's click on the Tucson Sentinel article.
They're doing a cleanup in real time. Yeah, they're obviously scared.
It's not the first
We're over the.
They hid Rachel Belinsky's Goodreads. Remember that scandal? So archive.is. I put the link. I use archive.is.
Indeed, reading books by Israel Regardie, who was Alistair Crowley's Igor for all intents and purposes.
Let's bring it up on the screen. I mean, this is the kind of shit that the law enforcement officers are doing data orders for the religion of blood drinking and child orgies to clean up shit in relation to protect Rachel Belinsky, the porn star mass murderer. Get this here. Lawyer Josh Steinlage did not return the message. A lawyer for the pedophile ring. Okay, Donald Leacock was the ringleader, but also a member was Howard Leventhal, 51. Was arrested and pled guilty, okay? Now they say here that because it's a Jewish pedophile ring and Jewish pedophile rings don't exist, there's going to be...
Francis, I'm looking at this. Steinlag is in the same article as Leacock, L-E-A-C-O-C-K, and Steinlag is there on the same one. Seth Leventhal was 51 at the time. Joshua Steinlag is there as well. Look, but Joshua Steinlag was representing Leacock. Joshua Steinlag
He's
is
probably
the name.
representing them
So
all.
Steinlag, yeah, he's mentioned there, and also Leventhal is mentioned in the same link.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they put a
we've
Google
got
data
that.
order.
You're good.
They put a
You're
Google.
good.
They put a Google data order. Where is it? Where's the fucking link?
We said that he was representing, someone else, and we've got something wrong. But Steinlag is clearly involved in a case involving Howard Seth Leventhal,
Correct.
very clearly in this on record, and we've seen it now. We're happy.
You see the article May 8, 2008? The Tucson link, the archive link is TPJ8T. You already have it, right?
We've already given that one out. Yeah, we're already well aware of that one.
Yeah, but they did a data order. Let's give another example of the police fighting for the religion of blood drinking child orgies, Epstein's cult. So let's just search for, I'll go to my profile, okay? They've taken so much shit out of your group, I thought I could circumvent censorship, but they're still pulling shit out of it. So let's just scroll down here. This is Rachel Belinsky. This is Rachel telling the police she worked at the hospital, and then 2 hours later she's saying she's working somewhere else on the victim's claim form. They thought we would never get because they blanked out the phone number, but we got it from other sources. That's your Twitter account. Okay. Oh, AZ Mays, civil rights abuse. Hey, here's you being found sane. Look at that. Deborah Pardee and Christopher Linsky previously found is competent to stand trial. Judge Joshua Steinlage, November 29th. Okay, Valerie Wyatt. There you go. So you're previously found sane, and they're reversing the ruling on your sanity to deny your trial.
Correct.
To help Epstein's child rape cult in the temple. Have you seen, I showed the pictures of inside Epstein's temple. It's set up like a Gnostic Catholic mass.
And now all of a sudden, they've decided that I've caught schizoassociative disorder, delusion, bipolar disorder, and paranoid anxious personality disorder while I've been locked up in jail.
This is Merrick Hammer, Grandmaster Lodge number.
I wrote to him actually.
Yeah, I know.
I wrote to him.
And that's Rachel Belinsky, down there, with him. Look at this, Rachel Belinsky. Someone's talking to me about her. Okay. One of the friends of Astra. Oh yeah, that was a pisser off. So
Astra's talking to Rachel.
She's sharing a link where Rachel Belinsky was making stuff on TV about Satanists eating human flesh. It's being erased from the internet with Hollywood. Oh shit.
What's Rachel lately, or has she just gone into hiding basically since this whole fucking malarkey?
Look at the shit on her Facebook. Yes. Here you go. Here's the video. It's been taken offline. Okay. Yeah. So, this is the Entertainment for Women. Lifetime Movie Network. These are the people who filmed Rachel Belinsky doing, about cults who eat human flesh. Okay. And Rachel's post. You're awesome. Rachel. That's her account. I watched it. When it first came out. You were so great that you eat human flesh, Rachel. This is this. They blocked the request into body cam. They've got one page of documents allegedly, which are not releasing. And they've deleted the body cam footage of the raid of a police officer on the evidence locker. Okay, this is fucking incredible.
Can you give me an archive.is of that right now, or a screenshot or something like that?
That's the 13-page facts I sent out.
Oh.
On June 9th, and they don't see. They're not releasing the time that the body cam activations database. They're refusing to release. Refuse. One page only, deleted. So officer caught raiding evidence locker, and we deleted the footage is their official response, which is criminal. I can show you that in a second. Now, we're trying to find something about them. We're trying to find the footage of them. Here's Rachel Belinsky, right? Victims compensation, claim form, Sedona Center for the New Age, phone number. Hello, look at that. They Google auto search all in the one image. Isn't that nice? Uh-oh. See that? That's a big claim form, okay? See, and that's the form, okay? So relating to Adam Smith, okay? Did on the 14th, on the night in question, she already had, okay, and here's your message. This is a psych nurse. This is the psych nurse working with Christopher Linsky, saying, "Nobody on my case is OTO." What's her name? That psych nurse that came up to see you on the in January, working, they're like literally taunting you, saying that, "Ha ha ha."
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I mean, this shows you satanic faggots have taken over. Here it is. Here it is. Look at this. Right. I found Rachel Belinsky as being OTO by searching Rachel Belinsky Crowley, right? Dawsy Bub comes up, Rachel Belinsky. Okay. Crowley, here we go. Nothing comes. Her Goodreads doesn't come up, right? Now Rachel Belinsky's site, Goodreads.com, nothing comes up. Okay. But that's how I found it. It's been removed from the Google index by data order by feds, and here's the fucking page right now. So you got police. Here is all Rachel Belinsky's books. It's all been forensically backed up. Project Stargate, Homemade Magic with a K for Kitty Sex, OTO style. My Life with Spirits. Understanding Aleister Crowley's top tarot card reading system. To do so at Sedona Center for New Age. Enoch, Mind Control, Crystal Skulls. Alice in Wonderland. Okay, that's The Secret Doctrine, Madame Blavatsky. Oh, linked to the Nazis and stuff. Hello, Full Society. Yeah, SS Brotherhood of the Bell. Sick hail. So she loves the Nazi shit. Oh, and they're attacking you for being pro. She's not hiding it. She had a whole bunch of Nazi books, and your testimony backs up with what she says herself. Fallen Angels. Okay.
Well, I mean, can I just say, it is a lot of fun to build a bunch of panzers and go and invade the Soviet Union with them on Hearts of Iron 4.
Okay, right there. 777, the favourite number of the OTO kitty fucker. Jewish Kabbalah, Death, Black Magic Spells, Aleister Crowley. We've got Angels, Demons and Gods. This guy is no big OTO leader, Lila de Macret. Book 4, Aleister Crowley. Oh, Israel Gardi, the local Sedona member of the OTO, Aleister Crowley's personal secretary. She has his book. Okay, the Book of Lies. I wrote it. There was actually 4 pages, so she's cleaned up a lot of stuff since then. She's cleaned up a lot of stuff. She's only put out the stuff. It's lots been deleted. I've saved like 4 pages of an archived IS. So, yeah. So here are the photos of, this is her ritual. Okay, we've seen the Vimeo link. See, this is from the former head of OTO Germany, right? Okay. See here, OTO Germany, and that's 1, and we can go up to image 7. These images aren't listed on the public website. Okay. This is the Gnostic Catholic Mass that 2 children must join. It's the child orgy mass. This is what they do.
And they have the 7th pointed star on their back. That's the same symbol they have on the Arizona Department of Public Safety.
Yes, here we go. This is the same shit with the police that did the kidnapping in Victoria against Leg and Divine, because you can't say the OTO drinks blood as their cult. Oh, there's your 2 pillars. There's your fucking lamb. See, 2 pillars of the same type. Okay, this is in Brazil. 5. And this guy was also involved in the court case. This is the role of the high priestess in the Gnostic Catholic Mass. Okay, where's the sacrament and the bread? You know that was used in the Kimberley Wales child rape case. Clearly, why is the mainstream media? You know, there's the fucking Pentagon and the shit. There's your dagger. There's your dagger. Okay.
I can't see it, Luke. You need to go over to the left a bit more.
Okay, there's your dagger.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, there's the lung and shit. I mean, and back to number 1. So these are directly from the former head of OTO Germany who quit and exposed them's website. Okay, you got the candlestick and what have you. So that's an OTO lodge doing Gnostic Catholic Mass child orgies with 2 kids. Now you've seen the pictures of the kids in the ritual, right? You've got the pictures of the kids in the ritual. Rachel Belinsky claims, and look at this. These people say on your website, if you're bringing children along, tell us in advance. And Rachel Belinsky says no children should ever join. Look at that little girl. Gnostic Catholic Mass with little girl. Okay? And, yeah. And there's, of course, you've got the meaning.
Don't forget, the Iceberg documentary even says that children are in attendance during sex magic rituals.
Okay.
Also, speaking of which, you get the timestamp from the Iceberg documentary when they say that children are in attendance during sex magic rituals.
Yeah, it's still broadcasting. I wonder how many people. I wonder how many people are watching us now. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, hello anyone watching.
Yes. Okay. So yeah. So we covered your prosecutor being a member of Chabad Lubavitch, a pedophile cult. What do you want to talk about next? I'm here. I've got the sources open.
Yeah, can you show me Jonathan H. Epstein, bat coronaviruses and nanotechnology? Jonathan H. Epstein, I think, is also part of the same Little St. James Epstein Island temple cult as Jeffrey Epstein. Jonathan H. Epstein, bat coronaviruses and nanotechnology.
Oh, here we go. That's presumed that was it. Jonathan H. Epstein, coronavirus bat, right?
He's Jeffrey Epstein's cousin.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's NIH Vice President ResearchGate. Oh, yes, this is a real report. Yes.
Thank you.
Jonathan H. Epstein on
Can you archive it? Can you archive it? Give me a link.
Okay, it's PubMed. You use the official website. I'll archive it as well for good luck.
Because it'll disappear, Luke.
Yeah, okay, I'm giving you the archive.is. Stand by. The official website, I'll give it to you first while it's archiving. Oh, 5 years ago, already archived. Oh shit, everyone's onto this one.
Someone was already well with the game with.
Yeah, okay. Initiate hotel, a lowercase hotel, uppercase papa, lowercase.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Too much background noise.
Can you fucking read it?
Go again.
Can you read it?
No, I can't.
Lowercase.
Go to the left a bit.
Lowercase hotel, uppercase papa, lowercase echo, uppercase India, uppercase hotel.
Okay, so I have lowercase hotel, uppercase papa, lowercase echo, uppercase India, uppercase hotel. Confirm.
Yeah, I just confirm it by changing by typing an I in there and reloading it for good luck. Da-da-da. And yeah, we're in business, okay? So this is a report. I've got lots of pictures and everything, and it's from Jonathan H. Epstein, and Jonathan H. Let me just search for Jonathan H. Epstein. So the synopsis of this thing is that horseshoe bats, in Yunnan, China, blah 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 blah. He's riding it with all the fucking people in fucking China. This is incredible. He's like the only foreigner in it. And Jonathan H. Epstein, who is his service maintenance beginning. Oh, what's that for? Yeah, bats. He's writing emerging viruses, Nippon virus. He's got like 25 pages of fucking results. Holy shit. Jonathan Epstein JH. Let me just search for Jonathan Epstein. H. Epstein, Jeffrey. Jeffrey Epstein, Jonathan. Where's Jonathan? They're hiding it from the Jonathan. Let's see what comes up. I do it. Jonathan H. Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, history of website, Jonathan Epstein, Florida address, Hyde Park, New York, Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, it's in white pages. Oh shit. They keep prison. Diana Epstein. This is on the first. It's on Spokio. History of website, Jonathan Epstein, New York. This is information on Jonathan Epstein, like, data broker shit. Interesting. So, is he related? Are you sure he's related?
Well, his last name's Epstein, isn't it?
Oh yeah, there's lots of Epsteins. But it's interesting.
Rumour, I heard that his cousin came from mosquito. So.
Yeah. So, Corona. Jeffrey. Okay, Fred's got coronavirus, and then to search for Jonathan. How do you spell it? Jonathan. How do you spell his name? Jonathan. Epstein JH. Jonathan. Okay, Harvard and redacted COVID-19 papers. Retraction watch. Oh shit! It's been retracted in 2020.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Jonathan. This is interesting. Retraction watch. Retracted coronavirus papers. Study kept under Harvard and Jeffrey Epstein. Oh my god. There's been a redacted papers. Okay, Jonathan. It just comes up in the comments. It does not relate.
Epstein Island, OTO, nanotechnology, devaccinator, Rachel Poliski, Merrick.
Let's look at this one. If you want
All the coincidences, Bluetooth signals coming from a graveyard. Oh, and get this, they've now replaced me. There's a guy on David Duchovny called Adam Smith with Jackson.
Philemine Partners. Watch this.
I've been replaced. I shit you not. There is another Adam Smith on David Duchovny, Secrets of whatever it is, Mysteries of whatever, and he's doing all the conspiracy shit. I'm not even joking. And fucking Skinwalker Ranch, they're doing my spectrum analysis I was doing with the Hack RF1. I shit you not. Before and after, you know, and instead of using it to detect Bluetooth signals coming from freshly dug graves, unembalmed freshly dug graves, dead Jews basically.
Oh, God. Yeah, againstsatanism.com. You know, this is this is where Philemine Partners, right? THE link Philemine. Is this been deleted from the article? What is this shit? Let me find it here. Philemine Partners. Prime Minister of UK linked to Philemine Powers, okay? So Philemine Partners and Goldman Sachs to invest $1 million into Moderna creating the vax, okay? So Rishi Sunak, Prime Minister of England, through Philemine Partners, which is one difference letter from Philemon, invested in Moderna, the seed capital into Moderna. So black pedophile ritual murder, this is all these other fringe websites, ritual sodomy, that's the highest level of the OTO. You know, this fucking, now, yeah, where's the link? There's a link here, the Prime Minister, and it's Philemine Partners, but it doesn't come up anymore. It's been removed, Philemar. Let's search for Sunak. Delete from the article, it's been censored. Holy shit, even the conspiracy theorists are deleting shit. Okay, that's what else we can find. But yeah, there's Philemine Partners. It is a real website. Prime Minister of... This is for Philemine Partner. Here we go. THELEM. Oh, we have my wife calling me.
All right, Luke.
Okay, what say there? What's up? I'll come home for lunch. Yeah, I'm just doing some work with live streaming with Adam. Take care, okay, babe? I'll be back in about 1 hour. Okay? I'll come back in an hour. I'm doing work. All right, catch you later. Are you still there? Ah, he ended the call. Okay, well, you've covered a lot of bases. Okay, here is so this Ultimate Light Mission people, and they worship Aleister Crowley. So let's just search for Ultimate Light Mission, shall we? And I have the profile. Okay. Okay, search for Ultimate, see what comes up. Ultimate Light Mission, here we are. Here's Aleister Crowley, and here is the Ultimate Light Mission having an event praising Aleister Crowley. Here we go, this one here. There we go, okay. Ultimate Light Mission, Mountain Road, Stoner, praising the Great Beast 666, Stoner Quantum Consciousness Center. This is the guy who brought Adam into town, set him up with Rachel, paid him money, coordinated a whole BDSM frame job, and then took all of his tech, took his computer, took his data, took everything. These OTO satanic faggots were obviously interested in something Adam was interested in working on, and they used their event center to praise satanic child abuse cults. So there is the Ultimate Light Mission, and there is his fake witness that against him, which put a listening recording device in the house during the BDSM session, and the interference of it was picked up on the cordless phone on the 911 call, which they don't want to release in full. So yeah, she's I will put out the video of her testimony and how she says she doesn't know her next door neighbour of 1.5 years, All these people have done victims compensation fraud in the BDSM sting operation. And this case, Adam was offered a plea deal of disorderly conduct. He sent the original document to the nursing board saying, if only if you prove there's a cover-up will we investigate Rachel Belinsky and list her as a nurse imposter. The nursing board wrote back to me and said, if someone is a nurse imposter, it's a secret business and we deal with it secretly. ARS says all nurse imposters must be publicly listed on their website. So all these government agencies are breaking all of their laws, and the email that I sent to all the Democrat governors involved in Washington State, and Katie Hobbs are personally involved. Katie Hobbs is hanging out with Joshua Steinlage in his pedo bear suit. You can't make this shit up. Let's look at this. End with this. This is the. Let's go to this account. This is the account I used when my main account was locked for the crime of naming. Where's the? Here we go. Here. So here's this account. Okay. Let's go here. This is the account I used because my account was reported for this hate speech here. You know, you've got BBS flag. Google the protected pedophile's name and put his name into a case law website. That's hate speech. Asking people to look up a Jewish pedophile who got no jail for raping children in his federally government taxpayer-funded child rape centre of Indian kids. So let's look on here. This is up here is very much Attorney General. This is me getting threats. Okay. This is me telling her to get fucked from the threats. The threats are one. Here we go. Special agent. So she's also sending me threats saying, please stop exposing state-sponsored child rape. Stop all emails. Don't contact the Indians and tell them their kids are being raped with impunity. Or else. The Jew must fuck the child, says Harry Stubblefoot. And anyone who complains against Jews exercising their right to do a Jeffrey Epstein and rape American child is an enemy of the state. I fight for the abusers, is what she said. Con reference there. Okay? And that was one day after I called up the child abuse hotline and made a report about this ring, and I haven't interviewed. And then now she said, because I shared a K-pop demon hunter video about taking down demons, that's a threat. Okay, so that meme is a threat. Okay. Oh, look at those bad lyrics. Okay. Oh, the threat of K-pop demon hunters. Luke McKee needs to be arrested. Oh. So, and this cult founded gay rights in America through Harry Hay. That's his Pride History page, and that's the video of Breitbart exposing him going to NAMBLA meetings, and there's an OTO organ lodge player. So, OTO child rape cult founded gay rights in America. Let that sink in. Yep. So, I guess I'm going to wind it up now and stop the stream. Thanks for enjoying the show. No questions? Okay, let's stop streaming.